If everyone went in the same direction at the same speed, we might not need rules. But people want to go in different directions at different speeds. Fortunately, there are traffic control devices that guide and inform us along our routes. Recognizing these signs, signals, and road markings can give you advance notice of changes ahead, such as lane merges, reductions in speed, and upcoming intersections. Knowing what traffic control devices mean allows you to anticipate and react to changing traffic conditions so that you can drive safely. First, let's discuss traffic signs. Signs are one of the easiest and quickest ways that drivers get useful information along their route. The use of different shapes and colors allows the sign's meanings to be easily recognized, even from a distance. For example, both the shape and color of this sign tell you to stop. As a rule, the color red indicates stop or identifies a significant prohibition, that is, something you cannot do. Black and white signs provide regulatory information. Their placement along the roadway also marks where the regulation actually goes into effect. Yellow signs provide warnings of potentially risky situations ahead. They alert you to curves, speed limit changes, railroad crossings, slippery roads, and other conditions that it helps to know about in advance. Yellow diamond-shaped warning signs might also appear before prohibition or regulatory signs to warn you of an upcoming change. There's no doubt that you'll find yourself driving through construction zones at some point. Yes, the construction equipment is usually a giveaway, but orange signs also identify construction zones. Begin to slow down to the reduced speed limit before you enter this zone. Green signs provide you with the distance or directions to cities, alternate routes, and other destination information. Blue signs provide service-related information such as where to find food, lodging, fuel, hospitals, and handicap-accessible areas. Brown signs identify recreation facilities such as parks, campgrounds, fishing sites, and boat launches. Fluorescent pink is the newest color to be added to the range of traffic sign colors, and it is used to identify incident management zones. These signs alert drivers to temporary work zones, emergencies, detours, and other unusual situations or traffic conditions. Clearly, the signs along the roadway are there for your benefit. They can help you get where you want to go more efficiently and warn you of any potential risks that are ahead. So use them for all they're worth. Signs aren't the only traffic controls you'll see. Some of the most important information you get on the road is in the form of traffic signals. Traffic signals control the flow of traffic at intersections. A green light means that when traffic is cleared, you may proceed, if it is safe to do so. A red light tells you to stop and not enter the intersection. A yellow light means that your right-of-way is expiring, and you should clear the intersection when safe to do so. If a traffic signal turns yellow while you're approaching an intersection, stop before entering the intersection if you can do so safely. If you're already in the intersection when the signal turns yellow, continue through the intersection. But do not accelerate to get through an intersection before the signal turns from yellow to red. Other drivers may not see you in time to avoid a collision. Throughout the United States, you may turn right at a red traffic signal after you have come to a complete stop, unless prohibited by a sign or signal. As you turn right on red, watch out for pedestrians and cross traffic from the left. What about flashing signal lights? A flashing yellow light means that you need to slow down and proceed through the intersection with caution. Keep in mind that cross traffic may not stop. Always treat a flashing red light as a stop sign. Stop at the intersection and wait until there's an adequate break in traffic before entering the intersection. If the light is flashing red in all directions, treat it as an all-way stop sign. If two or more drivers arrive at the same time at an all-way stop, you must yield the right-of-way to the driver to your right. If the intersection has no signs or the traffic control signal is not working, treat it as an all-way stop, where all drivers approaching from any direction must stop before entering the intersection. A green arrow on the signal tells you that you have a protected turn and that opposing traffic has been signaled to not cross your path. If the green left turn arrow goes off and no red light or red arrow appears, you may still turn left, but you must first yield to opposing traffic. These general guidelines about traffic signals are always subject to local laws, so check your local laws for any variations. Always stay alert for signs and signal light. They can make the difference between being involved in a crash and avoiding one. Whereas signs and signals are generally positioned off the actual roadway surface, lane markings and painted messages appear directly on the roadway to communicate with drivers. There are two general rules about pavement markings that govern where you may and may not drive. The first rule is that white lines are on the right side of each traffic lane and yellow lines are on the left. The exception to this rule is on multiple lane roadways where white lines separate traffic moving in the same direction. The second rule is that solid or unbroken lines indicate that you may not pass or change lanes. Dashed or broken lines show where you may pass or change lanes. Double solid yellow lines on your left means that it is not legal for either you or oncoming traffic to pass. When a dashed and solid line appear together, and the dashed line is on your side of the road, you may pass traffic ahead of you when it is safe to do so. However, opposing traffic is not allowed to cross the solid line. A single dashed yellow line on the left means that both you and the opposing traffic may pass when it is safe. Dashed and solid lines are also used to indicate a shared left turn lane. These lanes allow you to make turns from either direction without holding up traffic behind you. Enter these lanes as close to your intended turn as possible. Never use a shared left turn lane as a through lane or an acceleration lane. Only use it to make a turn. Very short dashed white lines indicate a merge lane. You may need to make a lane change to continue straight ahead. Short white lines like these guide you through large, complex intersections. Driving a vehicle on today's roadways is safer because of roadway communication. Signs, signals, and pavement markings are all designed to help you and the other roadway users get where you want to go safely and efficiently. Be sure to take advantage of the information they provide well in advance of special situations. They're designed for you. Let's take a look at a couple of scenarios dealing with signs, signals, and road markings. What type of information do signs of this color present to drivers? Green signs provide drivers with information to navigate by, such as directions to cities and distance to exits ahead. What should you do at this signal? Every flashing red light is the same as a stop sign. You must stop completely and make sure the way is clear before proceeding. If a blinking red light appears to all drivers approaching the intersection, it's to be treated as an all-way stop intersection. What are your options here? The dashed line on your side of the road means that you can pass, but oncoming traffic may not pass. However, just because you can pass does not mean that you should pass. Any pass you make must be completed safely without interfering with any other road user.